Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the second episode of Factorio. So I did actually have a few people who said they liked Factorio and they wanted to see some more, so I will go ahead and for the double upload today on Sunday, we'll be doing another episode of Factorio. And the main goal of today's episode is obviously going to be getting a source of stable ingots set up here. So basically for that, we are actually going to go put a drill over in the stone, because I am going to need probably a decent amount of furnaces. And obviously, we can't smelt anything without furnaces. We do have 4, but those are currently smelting stuff right now already. So anyways, let's first go ahead here and just set these up. We do have some chests we can put down. And then we'll put about 25-ish coal in each, and then we'll actually about 40 coal in each. And these will just sit here basically and collect stone for us, so that we can make, a bunch of furnaces. So we can actually already make one. I almost just accidentally made a boiler. So anyways, let's see. So we have this coal, this one little mine here basically to supply the coal. Performance, yeah, it barely has to work. We really aren't using like any electricity at this point. Let's go to this. Yeah, we're not using really any electricity. So, anyways, let's go ahead up here. We do have a few pieces of iron, and we're going to need a lot of transport belts, so that's why I went ahead and did that. We'll go ahead and collect all of the other resources here, and I guess since we're not necessarily using this, kind of right now, I'll go ahead and just take the ore here and put it into the furnaces, so that, we have some extra resources kind of built up. So let's get some transport belts. Let's get this. Do we have... Oh, we don't have any technology yet. That's going to be a problem. So we're going to make one laboratory, and then we're going to need to make 10 science packs, and that's going to probably be cut out as we wait for the science, to kind of research here. But first, we just have to wait for the lab to get done. So anyways, right here, this is probably going to be an issue that they're so close. So let's go ahead first here and just kind of move these back one space. I think that'll help us a lot. If we just move them back, so there's room for splitters and stuff. And I'll, again, just because probably I think some people, because Factorio is not as popular as the other games, such as Terraria and Minecraft, that I've posted, I'm assuming not everyone knows exactly how this stuff works. So basically there's something called a splitter, and what that does, it'll split the items that comes through it, and so like it'll have, if you have a line here, right, you put a splitter here, and then half of it would go here, and then the other half would go on this one. And I'm going to try not to explain, obviously, like on most games I don't explain, kind of how to play it, because I'm not doing a tutorial on it. I'm just kind of trying to play it here. So let's go ahead and see the performance. Yeah, so see, we do have a little buffer room here in terms of the... oh, wow, that's actually going up pretty quick. But we're going to make one more steam engine, just because, I just want 10, because we only have 9 right now, and it's uneven. And eventually, I'll probably get some more steam engines set up on here. So yeah, that'll be something we do need to do. One other thing we also will need to do eventually here, and actually no, we were not going to go down there. I might make a time-lapse basically of us just exploring the area around us, just to make sure there aren't any enemy nests, or wow, nests kind of just sitting next to us, because I don't want any of our pollution to any, like trigger any of them. So, we have some lines here. Let's go ahead and put this in the lab, and I'll come back when the automation is done, because that does have... Oh, wait, that doesn't have the splitter. Okay. Actually, I will come back when we have all of the, the research done, basically, we need to kind of continue this area. So, yeah. Alright, so it's taking some time, and I've decided that I'm actually going to go ahead, and I talked about this earlier, just kind of explore around, basically. And while we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So enjoy the time-lapse. And I've never actually done a time-lapse on here, so I don't know how this is going to look. So on the map, if we go here, you can see we actually do have a nest of enemies, and I'm not sure if there's any even beyond that, so that's definitely going to be a problem for us. But luckily, we are getting back here, and our logistics is almost done. Let me see how much. Okay, we only have 3 more, and so let's see what. Oh yes, so on the last kind of thing we researched, we got long-handed inserters, and basically those are just like the inserters, except they can go like 2 tiles over, which aren't necessarily going to be useful now. Actually, we will need long-hand inserters now that I say that, to go ahead and do what we need to do in terms of like the furnace setup. And I just realized we've had these drills going over here for a while. We probably have a ton of, oh my god, we have probably more stone than we'll ever need. And now, let's see, what do we want to do? Steel processing, not yet. Let's go ahead and actually do turrets. And I'll be back when our stuff's kind of done here. I don't even know what I was talking about there in the last clip, and when I said getting our stuff done. We don't have anything else really to do. But other than that, we need to make, so we're going to make 1 splitter here. And we're going to wait till that's done. Come on. Thank you. And we're actually going to put this right here, because then what this will do is it'll make it so coal will go on both sides, basically just to stock up this a little more here. And then let's go up here, get our furnace array done. So, we're going to make 1 splitter and some underground belts. So hold on, wait till our stuff is done here, and then I'll make a few furnaces or whatever. So we're gonna get a splitter, like so, and then we're gonna have 1 line of coal, basically. Actually, we're gonna have to turn this line here quickly, just to make room, because sadly, ooh, actually, hold on. This is gonna be trickier than I thought, because the underground belts can't turn. So we need to get our line of coal base. Oh, actually, never mind. I figured it out. That was easy. Wow, I'm stupid. Anyways, we're going to do this, and then basically we're going to have... Well, first move this back over, because we don't need to do that now. So like so. And that's just so we can bring the coal to other places as well. And this is basically just going to be the coal used in the iron area. So then we also need to make another splitter. And we need to collect this iron here and put it in the furnace so that we can, you know, smelt, because we're actually running out of iron right now. So then we're going to make another splitter, which we will put right here. Yeah. And then we will go ahead, run that there, and then we will get another underground line here, put this here to continue the iron flow that way as well. So then, what we can do, now that we have our furnaces, we're going to go ahead, I guess we'll just kind of make the furnace array right here, honestly. I mean, I don't really need to move it. So we're going to make 2, and this is how I normally make all my furnace arrays. And I don't know necessarily why I'm calling it a furnace array, more of like a furnace setup. So we're going to go ahead and make 2 here, and this is going to be strictly iron. None of the iron here will be turned into steel. This is just for pure iron use. And for now, I would say that this, you know, we'll just make it all the way across, honestly, because why not? And that, hold on, how many, now we'll do 1 less. Sorry, I'm kind of indecisive here on how I'm going to kind of do this, but basically, we're going to run this here, all the way across the furnaces, and then we'll run this line here, and we've run out. Great. Now we're missing some iron, so let's go ahead and collect this. Copper, we don't have anything to smelt. And hopefully this is going to be enough. No, it's not. Not even close. So hold on. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3. Because it does actually make 2 per thing. So now we have iron and coal being distributed over here. And then what we can do is go ahead, go... well, see, now the problem is I want to have it on double like sides, but I guess this will be fine for now. We need to get 1 inserter and 1 long-handed inserter just to get 1 going here. So the inserter is going to take from the coal here, and then the long-handed inserter is going to take the iron. And then we will run telephone poles. Why do I always call them that? Or just, I'm just going to call them poles. Basically, we're going to run poles all the way through there. So you can see no matter where the inserters are, they will have power. And then we'll run one about here and connect it up right here. So now that has power, and this will automatically smelt iron for us, which is awesome. We won't even have to collect it and put it in there or refuel it because it does it all by its own. And so let's go ahead and get this iron here and just put it and collect some coal as well. Basically, we're just going to put that there and some fuel in those just to get some iron to actually make the inserters we need. And then basically we can put another here. I almost just put it the wrong way. And then, eventually, we can put a conveyor belt that runs back here. And I'm not sure exactly where this will go to, but basically we'll have an inserter here that takes the iron plates out and puts it onto these transport belts here, which will run all the way along. And I don't exactly know where it will go to, but yeah. And then we'll all... sometimes I swear I can't pronounce things, but we're also going to have to do the same thing with copper, which we'll do here in a second. But we do have, as you can see from that, we do have a substantial amount of copper with us at this point. We just need the iron. At the beginning of the game, you don't need a ton of copper. It's really more iron-driven. But eventually, when you need things like circuits and stuff like that, copper does become a bit more important. Alright. So these are the regular ones, so we're just going to put one here for each kind of fueling source. And then we do have 5 long-handed inserters, so then we will have a bunch of iron coming in, which will basically then mean that we're going to have way more iron than coal at this point. And because we do have that, we can go ahead and just take that out. So now, as we place this down, go ahead, and now we have 6 furnaces that are going to be smelting iron at all times, obviously until they fill up, and then at that point we will have to go ahead and collect them. So we can remove the furnaces from down here because obviously we're not going to be using those. Now at this point also, as you can see, we only have one drill down here. So I'm going to make one more drill, and we still don't have enough iron, even though we do have a bunch of furnaces smelting it. See, the iron's not even getting down here. So we will go ahead, take all the iron we have there, and then we will set up the drills in a way that they are more efficient, obviously, and then we will make some transport belts. We don't have enough for another drill. Dang it, that sucks, but we will go ahead and do this. Obviously, we'll have to move these poles around to kind of suit our needs. And that, yeah, I would say that probably just disconnected everything. So let's put a pole there. Now these 2 drills are going to be working, which is great. And then we don't have enough for another drill yet. Do we have more iron up here? Oh wait, how much iron? 23 iron plates. Okay, so there's one more drill. So it's about, again, it's about 23 raw iron plates to actually go ahead and make one of these drills here. So now we have a more substantial amount, obviously not a ton, but a bit more iron actually coming in. And the only problem is the drills actually do take a lot of, well, not a lot necessarily, but they take a bit more power than the other things. And since we're not using the lab, we'll go ahead and pick that up. But if you look over here now, you can see the performance has gone up because they are actually using, you know, more of their strength. And when we get more iron, we will also, I just realized, have to actually go ahead here and put some more coal lines down, or lines, put more coal mines down, because we only have one right now that supplies this. And you can see this is honestly so nice now, not having to kind of, you know, like micromanage everything, basically. So let's go ahead and make 2 mines. We'll put one more, actually, we'll put both of these mines down here. And then the other mine we'll make, hopefully here in a second, we'll go over there for the coal. And then in this episode, again, we're not going to do too much because I don't want this to be extremely long, and I do want this to, you know, have a chance of being uploaded on time. And actually, you know what? 4 iron mines will be enough for now. We're going to need more copper mines here soon. So I will actually go ahead and put those, or that mine, over here for the copper. And then put the conveyor belt here. now that we have a more stable source of iron coming out, we can, do some other things. And the copper plates we still have a decent amount of. So, let's go ahead again and collect some more iron plates here. And I realize we probably should actually go ahead here and finish the inserter. So we need 6 inserters like that, and then like that. Hopefully, actually, I'm going to cut out this part as the, the inserters are kind of made here. So I'll be back when that's done. Alright, our last inserter is finished up. So now we can go ahead and just place all of our inserters down. Meaning now, at this point, in the second episode already, we do have a pretty, I would say, pretty stable source. Oops. A pretty stable source of iron ingots at this point, because all of these furnaces hopefully will be constantly smelting iron. Some of them will not be, obviously, because the iron is getting used pretty fast here. But as more builds up and we put more mines down, it definitely will not, build up like that. So now we need to make a second coal line, basically, to go over to the copper smelting area, which we will be doing now, or we will be making. So hold on. Let me count the furnaces. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. So we need to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, crap. Whatever. And I am going to attempt to put these in the same kind of square as the other ones here. So let's put the, I don't know if it'll be at the same distance, but, yeah. So we're going to get another coal, kind of splitter here. We'll put this down. And now we have the challenge of attempting to get to the coal over, and we do need to make some more transport belts. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll put the furnaces down first here as well. Actually, they might be scooted over more eventually, so I won't do that yet. So, yeah. See, I don't know if we want to... Oh, actually, never mind. Yeah, I just realized we can't really do it at this level because there's a lake right here in the middle, so, and we don't actually have... There is something we can research, but we don't, have near enough resources to go ahead and research that. So we will have to scoot this up a substantial amount. So let's go up here. We'll have to start it about here. Furnaces, we can start maybe about there. And then let's go ahead and place these down. Oh, never mind. That's still too close. Basically, we need to have enough room for coal and copper to move in here. And yes, it looks like I'm placing it on water, but for some reason we can still kind of place it there. So the furnaces need to be moved up here. Let's go ahead and mine up the ones we don't need. Alright, takes a little time to mine these up, sadly. But eventually we can increase our pickaxe speed. So let's go ahead and place everyone down like so. We'll put our cables running so that the inserters will work when we get those placed down. And we'll also have to run the cables down so it connects the, everything. We'll have to make a substantial amount of transport belts as well to get up there. And wow, look at all the iron we are accumulating at this point now. Oh boy, we have a lot of iron. Oh my gosh, like, I apparently underestimated the amount of iron we were actually going to make from this. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Obviously, too much iron isn't necessarily a bad thing, but, I was, I guess, underestimating the amount of iron we were going to get. So, we're going to go ahead and run the copper line here, because that is where we need to run it. And yeah, we're going to need to make a lot more transport belts. Let's go ahead and do that. I just realized, actually, the copper line is being ran in the wrong spot. We need to go farther back. Luckily, just one tile farther back, but, that won't be hard to fix, so there's that. And then we'll go ahead and run this all the way over. And then this is going to be the place for our coal, and we still don't have enough transport belts. That's kind of ridiculous. And then this will need to be a splitter right here. So that the copper... Oops, that's the wrong side. This will be need a splitter so that the copper can continue to flow this way for whatever we may need it for. And then... Actually, hold on. For now, let me just go ahead and put that 2 spaces long so that we can, kind of move it if we ever need to. And then the coal line we will need to split here, which actually won't be hard now. So we'll put this there. This will be the continuation of the coal line, and then the coal that goes to this will go down this. So yeah, this is actually pretty good. And so now that we have the transport belts, we can go ahead and do that, and then now we still have all of our raw resources going up here for whatever we need them for. But now that the we have that, we do need to make some more coal mines, and more mines in general, actually. So let me see how hard these are working. Not very hard. So we can add the mines to the grid. So let's go ahead and do that. So put one mine here, one mine here, and eventually, yes, this will these mines will kind of need to be moved because we will actually run out of resources in one spot, and that is kind of a pain that we have to move them eventually, but for now, it doesn't look like that's going to be for a long time. So, we're good for now, but eventually, we will have to sadly move them. And yeah, that probably just put a lot more strain on our steam engines. And since we do have the iron, let's go ahead and make about 5... No, let's go ahead and make 6 more. Because the temperature and water is still pretty good down here. And I think the boilers can still handle that many steam engines. And oh boy, that's going to take a while. So let me just kind of cut this part out as we finish. I'm basically just going to make the inserters for all of this, put the steam engines down, and then I'll probably end the episode there. Alright, so the, where are they? The steam engines were placed down. Didn't make too much of a difference, but we do have a pretty decent, power. And the available performance is still basically at max at this point. So we don't have to worry about it not, having enough water or anything like that. And then, yeah, so they're not working too hard, at least. I hope not. But anyways, we got our mines set up here. We have this done, so now we're making just as much copper as we are iron. Actually, technically not, because we don't have as much copper mines. But yeah, I guess I'm just going to make a few transport belts here to kind of, where are we going here? Copper, I realize we probably aren't going to need to ever take anywhere, so I'll kind of just do that for now, and scoot that back one or so. And now, we are going to go ahead, place down a bunch of transport belts behind them. That should be good. And we can make about 15 inserters. Actually, we'll go ahead and make even more than that, or not obviously, but just because... Oh, I don't know why I was making underground transport belts. But just because we are going to need ones for the iron as well. Now, as you can see, if we place it like this, it's going to go ahead, take the copper plates out of the furnaces once they've smelted, and then we will go ahead and do this as well. And we're going to actually run the iron line this way as well, even though the iron we definitely will need to continue, because eventually we will have to make an area where we're going to smelt steel, so that's why I'm continuing it that way. And for those of you who do not know, steel requires, obviously, iron to make, except it does need iron plates, actually, so I don't know why there is actually no use for continuing it this way. But I guess, I can just keep it there, even though it's not going to really go anywhere. Because steel, obviously, just requires iron plates. So, the factory is going to continue expanding this way. We do need to get rid of some of the trees, actually, because they are lagging us. Which, kind of sounds weird, but yes, the trees actually are lagging us. So, excuse me. Sorry about that. Oh my gosh. Man, it is like burp mania in here. Did I burp mania? Just more things that are stupid that I say. I need to make a compilation of me just saying a bunch of stupid things. Anyways, we are going to go ahead and place our last inserters down here, and I would say this is pretty successful in this episode. We have a stable source of copper and iron going at this point, and I just realized over here we do have a problem, and that is the fact that our long-handed inserter doesn't actually even reach over there, so we can go ahead and remove that. Anyways, that is it for today's double upload and Factorio episode. If you did enjoy it, make sure to give me some feedback if you want to keep seeing more Factorio or some other games. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.